Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to the JP podcast. It's amazing to have you back here again. Guys, I've been having so many shifts go on vibrationally, spiritually for me recently, and I'm not going to chat about that in great deal today because I'm kind of going through it. So this podcast is my channel for, basically for channeling all of that stuff. So whatever I'm going through, I'm going to be telling you as I go. But just at the moment, I'm kind of, I'm really tapping into some places spiritually for myself that is quite personal, and I'm just kind of allowing it. And I'm going to update everybody with all of these changes and shifts and just really exciting things. But it's kind of just one of those things that is going on in the background, as a background thing. And but I want to share it. I just feel like compelled to share it as I came on to record this today, because again, like I felt I've been going through some certain things this morning, and it's just kind of your reminder that we're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always shifting, and I've said this before in terms of like your up level as a person, as a creative, as a business owner, but no, just as a person, like your up level. We should always want it. We should always want that growth. We should always want things to shift and evolve, and it's okay for things to do so. Sometimes when we can do so much work on ourselves or our business or, our career and think, oh yeah, I've got this to a point that, I wanted it to be, then, new downloads come in and new shifts start happening, and it's a good thing, guys. It's supposed to be that way. So, basically, like, I don't know why this message is coming out intuitively right now, but it's just to remind yourself that the growth is and the evolution is inevitable, and it's okay. Like, it's literally okay for you to completely rebrand yourself and rebrand your life and rebrand your business whenever the fuck you want. You don't have to stay in the same place because you think that's where you should be or where other people think you should be. Like, keep moving, keep evolving, keep growing, keep leaning into the things that you want to, that are going to bring you that expansion. So that's just my message today, because there's a lot of things going on in the background for me, and I know that 2022 is a year of ultimate growth and evolution for me. And I'm not just talking business-minded, guys. I'm not just talking career and business, and I'm talking personally. For me, like, it's going to be a huge year of growth, and I will, of course, be sharing it all with you. But I don't know why that message came through straight away when I hit record on this. Like, I had notes out to talk about something completely different. But I want to, though, get into my life update for this week, and I want to get into my sponsor for this week, and then head straight into today's episode, which is all about really, like, why we're feeling resistant, why your manifestations still aren't with you yet. And it's just something to have a little think about when moving into spring. And, like, again, spring is about change, evolution, growth. Let's just kind of let go of some of that resistance now, and let's help these manifestations flow in. So, my little life update for this week, I went over to Leicester. I was invited as a guest to go to my favourite place, one of my favourite places. It's a theatre that I have worked in so much as an actor. It's Curve Theatre in Leicester, which like literally Leicester was never a place I thought I'd ever end up being for so long. But I was re-employed in this gorgeous place. And the artistic director, Nikolai Foster, is a very like a dear friend of mine now, and same with Chris Stafford. And I always get basically asked to go and see the press nights, the opening nights of the shows that they put on there. So I had a lovely evening there. We had drinks put out for us. We had all the VIP treatment. We had all the guests speaking, and then went on and watched Beautiful, the Carole King musical, which, guys, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and see it. It's such a gorgeous show. And it's made me want to go and sing and do everything. And actually, when I was there watching, and catching up with people that I'd not caught up with in a while, it does ignite that spark again. It always does, because I've been doing a lot of TV, a lot of film recently in my acting career. And when you see these amazing performers on stage, which is a stage I've performed on so many times in my life, like, you're immediately like, yes, get me back on there. So I had, again, like this hit being like, this energetic hit being like, Jess, let's get back on there. Like, this is what you want. It was a desire, shot it out to the universe. And literally, guys, this is the speed at which the universe, basically conspires for you. Literally the next day I got, 2 emails from my agent to tell me that I've got 2 auditions and one of them for a UK tour. So, this is the power of energy, guys. So I had a great night there. And also in the same weekend, I had a full weekend of it. It was my brother's girlfriend's surprise birthday party, which we had a great night out in York, and basically just let myself go for the evening. Had a bit of a dance, drank a lot of cocktails, and just had fun. So I hope you guys had a gorgeous weekend. I had lots of time off, basically off social media, just recharging, recouping. And yeah, so that was my little life update for this week. So getting into our sponsor for this week, guys, we went through the Mindset, Miracles and Money Masterclass on Thursday last week, and when I tell you the energy in that masterclass was insane. Thank you for everybody who joined me live. The replay has now been sent out to those of you that couldn't join me live, and the replay now is out for sale as well, guys. So if you guys didn't pick it up when I'd announced it, or you've only just come across me, or you've only just come across this podcast, this Mindset, Miracles and Money Masterclass is on sale on my website, and it's basically a whole 2 hours. No word of a lie, I went for 2 hours on everything to do with the energetics of manifesting money. And I take you through the exact energetics I use to take my bank account from nothing to 100K in less than a year. And it's basically using the law of attraction. It's my kind of own method that I go back to. There's 4 key stages that I teach you in there. So if you guys want in on that, you want to go and purchase that, I'll put the links in my show notes. And for those of you that have been through it and, or join me live, make sure to DM me, drop me a message with all your biggest takeaways. I can't wait to hear how you found it. And just basically happy money manifesting, guys. So getting into today's episode then, I wanted to do an episode on basically helping you just release some resistance or change your mindset in small ways around why your manifestations maybe aren't flowing to you yet. Why they maybe aren't in your 3D world yet. And, when they're not, guys, we can fall into this kind of frustration energy. Let's be honest, like, we're fucking human. We do all this amazing inner work, or, let's say, again, you might have only just come across this podcast and you might only just be kind of starting your spiritual journey or your manifestation journey. And, it's just sometimes a bit confusing. And sometimes when you've been there and you've kind of been actively, consciously trying to make this shift and it's still not happened yet, it can be frustrating. And, I've got a whole podcast episode on leaning into faith. I can't remember what number that was, but there's not many episodes. I've not released that many episodes, so you can go back and you can have a little look at which one I mean. But because faith and trust in those moments is so important. But also, like, I want to give you some, like, I want to talk you through like 3 reasons why you might still be resisting your manifestations and why they still aren't coming in. And of course, how to change that, okay? Because we always want to put those practical steps in process. We always want to be taking action towards actually calling these things in, right? So the first reason why your manifestation is probably not flowing to you yet is because you're actually focusing on what you don't want, right? Now, this is something like I talk about a lot, where is your focus? And I'm teaching my clients to get intentional, to get focused on what it is that they want and they desire. And it's also something else that you hear a lot, in this community about clarity and how important it is to be clear on what you want so the universe can give it you, right? It's one of the first steps to manifesting anything you want into your life. But the thing is here, guys, is when we get too focused on something that subconsciously and deeply within us, we still do not quite believe that it's coming to us. And that, again, is a lot of the inner work that we do here. Like, that's the shadow work that we do, so we can actually undo all of those limiting beliefs. But, if we're focusing on something and we know deep down, there's something deep down telling us, oh, I don't quite believe that that's coming to me, then what ends up happening is you end up actually vibrationally giving off the wrong signal. So there's always 2 subjects to something that you focus on. You're either vibrationally thinking about what it is you want, or you're vibrationally thinking about the absence of it, right? Whenever you focus on anything that you want in your life, anything that you desire, you're either focusing on it or you're focusing on the absence of it, right? So when you're focusing on the thing that you want, obviously you're getting into the vibration of that thing. So, let's say it's money and you're focusing on the money that you want and you're going, yes, I can feel the vibration of this money. It feels good. It feels like clarity. It feels like ease. It feels like flow. I'm in a good place. I'm going to focus here, right? And that's all well and good because that's how you're going to call it in. But if you're focusing on, and let's again give the example of money, if you're focusing on the money that you're wanting to call into your life, and it's making you, and you're simply just believing like this isn't here yet. This doesn't feel good. Why is it not here yet? Why is it not here yet? Why is it not here yet? Then you are not matching the frequency of that thing. Okay, so it's not going to come in to your reality. So this is why I always say, if your manifestations aren't with you yet and you're focusing too much on them, right? You're like literally thinking about them every single day. You got to ask yourself, are you thinking about them or are you thinking about the absence of them? And if you're thinking about the fact that they aren't in your life yet, and again, I've had a lot of clients, center on money around this. And also we've just had our money masterclass and this is something we touched on in detail. But again, let's talk relationships. Like if you're single right now and you know that you want to attract a partner in, and you're just, you're trying to focus on this dream partner of yours. You're trying to get clear on him or her for the universe. And then you're seeing all your friends in loving relationships and you're looking at them and there's any ounce of resistance that comes up there, it's telling you to stop focusing on that thing, right? It's telling you that the more you focus on that thing, the more resistance you're going to feel. So actually, sometimes we need to not be so specific, right? And again, with a relationship, if you're like, I want a guy that is 6'2" and has brown hair and blue eyes and, I don't fucking know, but let's say you're getting really specific on the thing that you're wanting to call in. Sometimes that specificity isn't helping you guys. Even though a lot of people teach, get clear, get super clear on what you want. Sometimes that being that specific is actually not helping. So, and I found this, and personally, the way I manifest is very generalized. I am not a specific manifester at all. Some people work differently, remember that, this is like, there's no blueprint to this. Like, you manifest how you want to manifest. But for me personally, I am not a specific manifester. Like, I cannot think, like, again, going back to money, I can't think, okay, I want to manifest 100K this year and it's going to happen and it's going to happen this year. Like, for me, that's just, it's not how I work. I will put a figure out there because it's good, like, to put that into your vortex and to put it out there. But I don't like fixate on that figure, I just kind of go, you know what, it's going to be bigger than it was last year. Like, I'm going to be calling in more money than I did last year. And that figure's always in the back of my mind, but it's not something I focus on, right? So if you're finding that, like, you've got this super clear vision, but it's making you feel resistant and you're focusing on the absence of it and you're just constantly asking, why is it not here yet? Basically, you have to stop thinking about that thing, okay? You have to either get really generalized and just take away all of those, like, specificities that you've put around that. Again, if it's a relationship, focus on the feeling that you want around that relationship and not on who this guy or this girl is and what she's going to look like, right? Get super generalized, or just stop thinking about the thing altogether. Like, literally refocus onto something else that makes you feel good. Like, refocus on anything. It could be just going for a walk and, like, looking at nature and being like, I feel good on this walk. Or it could be like getting on YouTube and researching something that you find interesting and putting your focus there. What you need to know, guys, is that you can't think two thoughts at once. So if you're thinking another thought and you're focusing in another area, that resistance on the manifestation that you're wanting to call in that hasn't come in yet is going to disperse. Okay? So literally generalize the fuck out your manifestations if they aren't coming to you, or just stop focusing on them, because everything that you want to call in has already been signaled to the universe. It's already been put out there into the vortex. It's already waiting for you guys. You don't always need to be thinking about it every single day. Okay? So that's my advice for that. That's the first reason why your manifestation might not be coming to you. You're basically thinking about it too much. You need to let go, right? So the second reason, and this is kind of related, this like really moves on from the first point. The second reason your manifestations might not be flowing to you right now are because you're too damn attached. You're too attached. You're too needy. Again, this is something we touched on inside the Money Masterclass. Like, you are... If you ever had it, okay, if you ever had it when, let's say you're in high school and you had a crush on someone and, like, they just had this presence, this guy or this girl you had a crush on, where they were just, like, so cool. They were just so easy. They were, like, just so chilled out, and everything about them, you were like, oh my God, how are you so cool? Like, all the girls, I'm actually just thinking about a guy I knew in high school. personal bit in here, but like, there's a guy I knew in high school and he was so freaking cool. Like, I used to look at him and be like, wow, like, and all the girls would, like, swoon over him. He spoke to me once in class and I literally couldn't even get my words out. This was me in high school, guys. And he just had that presence about him that had no attachment whatsoever. Like, he didn't care, right? And that's why people were attracted to him. That's why girls were attracted to him, okay? You might, like, have a similar situation. But that's what it feels like for your manifestations as well. If you're, like, too needy and you're in that, like, vibration of need, people are, like, repelled by that. So you've got to get into that cool, non-attachment version of you to these manifestations. You don't need them, right? You don't need them. They're not a need in your life. So, you want to be feeling that around the things that really mean a lot to you, these big manifestations that need a lot to you. You just want to be letting go of that neediness. So get into, like, that cool version of you. You don't need anything. You just desire it. So that's the second reason why. The third reason why your manifestations might not be flowing to you just yet is because, and it might trigger some of you to hear this, but it's fucking true. You're not ready for it, right? And this is hard to hear because, you know, if you really, really, really want something, like it's, you want it now. You know, we want it like yesterday, right? We want it straight away, especially if you're a high achiever like me. But you got to understand that the universe is only ever going to give you something that you're ready for. And when I say ready, I mean vibrationally ready. And by the way, the universe never gives us anything that isn't fully aligned to us. The universe will not give us something that we're not supposed to have, even if we really want that thing. And again, like, let's take that back to relationships, because, you know, when my ex-boyfriend broke up with me, I had months where I was like, I really want him. I went down holes on YouTube, like how to win your ex back. Again, that is like information that I probably shouldn't share on here. But I did. I went through this like whole phase of being like, how do I win him back? Like, what, you know? And the fact is, like, the universe isn't going to give you something that isn't right for you. So you might really want that thing right now, but it's not going to give it you if it's not right for you. So, like, that's important to know as well. But I can do a whole podcast episode on that, because that's very much what is on your spiritual path too. But when it comes to being ready for this manifestation, like, you can get ready for it. And the way that we get ready for these manifestations is by doing the inner work. It's by working on that 4D mindset work and inner work, energetic work that we do, because basically that's the only way you're going to become a vibrational match to your desire. So if you are thinking, you know, oh, I really want to be like a famous actor. Why isn't it here yet? Why am I not a famous actor yet? Well, if you have absolutely zero belief in yourself, if you don't even know what that vibration feels like, you know, if you haven't been through the tests from the universe to help you grow as a person, you aren't going to get that straight away. And that's why as well, guys, this gap between, you know, what you've asked for and when you get it, I call it the manifestation gap. I talk about that inside my academy. You know, it's so, like, it's a good thing. It's important because inside that gap, you grow. And that's how you become ready for the big manifestations that you want. So basically just know that if it's still not here yet, there's still growth to do. There's still inner work to do. And we should always be enjoying that growth. I literally was just talking about this at the start of the podcast, right? And that it will come to you, and you can close that gap quickly, but you have to be willing to do the inner work and find the right vibration. So they're basically my 3 reasons why. I know that, like, I've been quite brief. I've not gotten into like loads of detail on this, but they're all like reasons. They're all like 3 like topics that I could talk about for a whole podcast episode. So let me just recap them. So the first reason your manifestations might not be flowing is because you're actually focusing on what you don't want. So in focusing on that thing, you're actually focusing on the absence of that thing. And that, again, is not a vibrational match to what you want. The second reason is because you're far too attached. You need to become that cool, chilled out girl. Like, be the cool girl, be the cool kid. You don't need these things in your life, okay? Stop being so attached to it. And the third reason is because you aren't vibrationally ready. And you can become vibrationally ready if it's meant for you, if it's right for you, if it's a manifestation of the highest, greatest good for you. But you've got to do the freaking inner work, okay? So those reasons. They're just things to think about when it comes to calling in what you want, and if it's not here yet in your reality, and things to practice. You know, go away and have a little think. Are you attracting these things, or are you vibrationally not on the same frequency? So I hope that this episode helped in releasing some of that resistance, or at least making you think a little bit more about why those manifestations aren't flowing to you yet. And guys, I'm just wishing you all like the best week ever. Like I said, I'm going to be updating you with a lot of the shifts that are going on in the JP world. There's going to be up levels, there's going to be rebrands, there's going to be all sorts of things happening, but just not quite yet. Still evolving. it all sounds very mysterious, doesn't it? Like, guys, I'm just going through like a deeper spiritual awakening. I kind of said this on an Instagram story a few days ago, because over the weekend I did a lot of reflecting, and honestly, like, we can have way more than one spiritual awakening in our life. Like, there's big shifts that happened for me 2 years ago now. In fact, it was exactly 2 years ago. And now moving into 2022, all the twos, I feel like this is another level of spiritual awakening for me. And I'm just really excited by it. It feels good. I feel like so channeled by Source right now. It feels really good. But I just want to share it with my audience, because I know that there's some of you listeners, like my OG listeners and my OG clients, who have been with me since the very beginning of me becoming this spiritual guide and coach and manifestation expert. Like, and I've also got people in my life that have literally been with me before I was this woman, you know, when I was the old disempowered version of Jess. And so I want to take you all on the journey with me. And if you're not ready for the journey, then that's cool too. Like, you know, you've got to be ready, and where you are right now is perfect, and that's fine. But if you want to come on this spiritual journey with me, that's what I want to do. So anyway, again, I'm rambling about this, but just like, you will be updated with shifts. And also, I have some super exciting news to tell you guys next week as well. I've not shared it with you this week, but I'll share it with you next week, because I can't freaking wait. And oh God, I feel my whole body like tingling with excitement right now. So yeah. But go and have a gorgeous rest of your week. As always, tag me on your Instagram stories if you've enjoyed this episode. Biggest takeaways, all of that. Share the love. And like, you know, drop me a DM as well, guys. I love messaging you in DMs. So yeah, if you ever want to chat, I'm inside there. And of course, if you want to go pick up the Mindset Miracles and Money Masterclass, where you can learn everything you need to know about manifesting money into your life and become that powerful money manifester, then get yourselves in that masterclass. The link is in my bio. And I hope you all have a gorgeous week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul, so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.